1. Folks, welcome back. We got a brand new episode of Trainwreck tonight. Beautiful Tuesday night in Cheek to Vegas, Maniac. Show sponsor?
Pazda Electric.
Pazda Electric. Considering a residential or commercial electrical project? Then consider our friends at Pazda Electric. 716-698-2711. From new house wiring to main service upgrades, Jason Pazda, licensed and insured all over Erie County. Mention Trainwreck Sports or say, "This train never stops," and get a free house surge protector with every service upgrade. Pazda Electric, 716-698-2711.
That's a deal.
Holy crap. But folks, we have a very special guest tonight. He went to the Little Red Schoolhouse. He's a Golden Griff. He volunteered at Camp Good Days, Habitat for Humanity. He's an actor, director, writer. What is he known for? Weird City, Grownish, Legion. I mean, you can't stop with this guy. Chrisco11ins is in the building. How you doing tonight, Chris?
That's all I have to say, guys. I'm here to say Black Lives Matter and racism. Just want to get this out of the way. I know these are on my team for this, dude. Anybody, Black, African-American, people of color watching the show, we're on your team. We stand with you in solidarity. And race and Black Lives Matter. Cool.
100%.
Sweet. Let's have some fun.
There are not two sides to that argument. We'll say that. But exactly right. Couldn't have said it better, Chris.
Thanks, dude. And let's go Bills.
And let's go Bills. Chris, how are things going out west right now?
Going really well, Alex. Thanks for having me. I really appreciate the intro. I just want to say that I am humbled to be here. This is like a really well-done show, and it's on the rise. This show is the premier, I think, Buffalo sports blog in Western New York, and I feel like being on here is an honor. So I'm really grateful to be on the show. This show has had so many great guests. I feel like I feel really lucky to be here.
I don't want to be declining praise because, believe me, nobody loves praise more than me. But, Chris, do you feel like that shots fired at your boy Stevie J? I mean, what do you say for Why So Serious podcast when you just unleashed that take?
The Why So Serious podcast is great, but where is it?
More like, where is it, seriously, podcast? Oh, my gosh. We're only 2 minutes in, Chris. You can't be firing these shots.
You're putting words in my mouth, dude. All I know is that podcast is great. Stevie would love to be in cahoots with you guys. Anybody who works with you guys knows how well you guys do your job. So, it's all love. You know that.
Awesome. Chris, seriously, we appreciate that. But how is quarantine going other than making these incredible videos that continue to go viral on a week-to-week basis?
Thanks, dude. Quarantine is chill. I mean, it's really warm here in LA. I live in Santa Monica, so I live right by UCLA. It's about 90 degrees today, but it's 90 degrees back there. The difference is it's been 90 degrees here this whole time. So it's hot. It's fun. I've been going on a lot of jogs and trying to stay acting. That's why I'm making these little videos to have fun, but I'm trying to stay hot. So quarantine's good, dude.
The one thing I got to say, Al, and I think you might agree, the past week and a half, it's been beautiful in Western New York. And the surprising thing, a lot of California-type days, Chris. Not a lot of clouds. Typically, even if you have a great Western New York day, there's clouds all over the place. Instead, I'm seeing great blue skies. And my dog, Phil, he's loving going for those walks, Al.
Yeah, like Chris said, he's jogging. I'm walking. I don't have the stamina yet to be going on. I can't even do a 1 mile run just yet. So I've been doing more, 2-3 mile walks, just trying to get there. But it's been fun. I look forward to my nightly walk, and that's going to happen, after the show.
Amazing.
But that's what life's all about. The simple things that before quarantine, we didn't really care about and respect that much. And what do I love? A nice, good old fashioned walk. But
These walks never stop.
That's my motto right now, Chris. But hey, you're in Cali. It's 90 degrees. We have a beautiful day here in Buffalo. I think it hit 88, 89. It was a hot one today. Had to turn the AC back on. But Chris, got to bring something up. Childhood memories. Clarence House League baseball. That's where we knew each other back when we were growing up. I mean, to be honest, back then, I didn't like you. It was bad. We took seriously. Some people took it for fun. Other people and other teams took it very competitive.
Huge chip on my shoulder in house league baseball, dude. I played travel, and one day in travel baseball, some jerk said we're gonna change the age group and we're gonna shave 6 months off. So giant kids like Ed Harroff and Joe Hopkins said, let's go play with the little kids. and hit home runs off them. And I was asked to leave because I was, 100 pounds. So house league baseball was my outlet 'cause I love baseball, and I didn't make the team in St. Joe's either, all boys school. No one's gonna put me on the team. So house league baseball is where I went to go, chase my major league dream. That's where my dream is still alive. And people like Alex Shoup and Evan Riley were the enemy number one. Dude, the Mets were good every year, and the Red Sox were good every year. We had Joe Hawkins, we had Drew Belowski,
Yep.
Bill Hardigan, rest in peace. Like, we had some unbelievable teams, and we won the pennant once. But dude, you were a house league legend. You had a good arm. Like, you were a good pitcher, and you could hit. Zach, I got called up to your team once too, but your whole team was like the Bad News Bears. Like, it was like,
oh yeah, great spot. Pat Simons, John Chambray, Ryan Stevens. I'm just a class of 07, not to give up the age there, but I'm just sitting there first year at the school. I'm like, what the hell are these guys doing? They're just like, they seem like the most ragtag group of individuals. Somehow we go on a major league type run to the finals only to lose to the Ringers. As we discussed, you had your Clarence House League All-Stars, and then you had the end of the season when all the regular baseball players and everything returned to play. So obviously it changed the tilt of the season there. But yeah, real estate market, stock market, there were no stakes higher in the 1-4-0-3-2 than Clarence House League baseball.
3-1, dude. That's Clarence Center. Come on.
True,
Zach.
true. I'm showing my sides. I'm showing my sides there. Four corners stand up.
Final question real quick. Those house league drafts, they had to be rigged, right? I mean, are you kidding me? Some of those squads?
I was in on one of those, dude. I was like the water boy for one of those because when, they did the draft, someone had to go pick up the paper, and I was the runner. They weren't rigged. They tried to make them even, and some coaches just didn't do the research. I remember Logan Getter's dad, dude, just picked random people, and they didn't win a game, dude. They had like a goose egg season. He just picked out of a hat. It was funny. They weren't rigged, though. It was – you could create powerhouses through coaching. Like, that's what you guys did, dude. Your dad –
yeah, exactly.
Like, let's link up. That way our kids are on the same team. They're
Yep.
both good.
Dude, definitely not rigged. So let me tell you something. 2007 – it's like the night of the draft. Now, I didn't know this or whatever, but I get a phone call on my phone, random phone number, I don't know. It's Mike Moran, the bartender at Carmine's, Al. And so he's like, did you forget to register for Clarence House League Baseball? And I'm like, no, because the whole plan was we were going to have all the Carmine's kids basically on one team. Al Jacoby, Vinny Jacoby, Joe Costa, Kernan, the whole crew on there. Everyone on the Astros. So they're drafting, and he goes, I just checked the whole list. There is not a Mike Jones registered for this league this year. And I'm like, no, dude, my legal name is Zach Sheldon. Everyone in Clarence, I mean, this is a whole other backstory we get into for an hour-long podcast, but everyone in Clarence called me Mike Jones. So basically, Mike Jones. But yeah, so that I had to sort that out. But that's how I also know those drafts are not fixed, Al. I mean, because I'm getting a call draft night.
That's hilarious. Did Mike Jones get drafted? I don't see him on the roster. But you know what, Chris, it's time to scroll back in time. Let's go back to 2014. Your first, I don't know, was that your first graphic design job with the Bills?
Yes, I had a couple graphic design internships that were with like fashion companies, and I actually had an internship in New Era really briefly, but the Bills was my first out of college. So that was like my first job as a graphic designer. The other ones were like little couple months here and there. That was my first big one.
Okay, so real quick, 2014, you were there for, I think it was 9 months with the Buffalo Bills for that 2014 season. Don't worry, I did my research. I was going on your LinkedIn. Had to make it happen. So I want to do real quick with Maniac and Chris Collins some 2014 Buffalo Bills trivia. Started off, basic, easy question. Yeah, exactly. And we'll start off real easy. What was the Bills' record in 2014, Chris Collins?
9-7.
Perfect. That's okay. Maniac, offensive coordinator. I know I went from a real easy question to a tough question.
No. I get a picture right now. It was the same guy that Marone had at Syracuse. Or maybe not, but I can't. I just can't remember his name. He's pretty inept.
Chris Collins, OC.
I'm losing it.
Hackett.
Nathaniel Hackett. Damn it.
Nathaniel Hackett. All right, Maniac, defensive coordinator.
Who the fuck were these people? Pardon my language, Paz the Electric.
Oh, yeah, that's got to get cut out.
I'm blanking. I'm blanking hard.
Hey, Chris, don't look at your phone. Defensive coordinator.
Is
Defensive.
Chris cheating?
So
Classic
my
West Coaster.
I saw
Classic
something
West
looking
Coaster.
down.
Classic West Coaster.
phone's over here.
All right.
Listen, I'm 0 for 2, and if it's going to be a train wreck, I'll embrace the train wreck. I'm not going down sticky fingers.
So it was the Jim Schwartz.
Yes.
Oh,
Or-
my God.
oh.
I'm an idiot. That one, I'm an idiot from the Lions game, getting carried off the field like a friggin'
Jim Schwartz. All right, so we got Chris Collins is 3-0 right now. All right, this is not really a trivia question, but let's see who gets closest. What were the Bills' preseason odds to win the Super Bowl? Maniac, we'll start with you.
I'll go at 83-1.
Okay, Chris?
I don't know how odds work. Isn't it like plus 2,500? Is that like odds or is that?
Yeah, so plus that equals 25-1.
Okay.
So whatever you think. So he said 83-1.
I'll say 100-1. They were bad.
Maniac is closer. It was actually 60-1.
Wow, I wanted to say 75, but I put the Vegas skew on it, honestly. That's why I came up with that ridiculous number.
Not a gambling.
60-1 is good odds. That's not terrible.
Not terrible. All right, so preseason, once again, odds. What was their over-under win total? Maniac, we'll start with you.
I am going to say 7 flat with some juice on the over.
Okay.
I will say, yeah, that's a good one. I'll say 8.5. Why not?
6.5. And that team won 9 games.
Yeah,
So
that's crazy.
Vegas got
That's-
smoked there.
But, like, that does not match up to me. 60-1 to win the Super Bowl, and you got their line at 6.5. That makes, like, no sense to me.
Maniac, I thought the same thing when I was looking it up tonight. I was like, how is that possible? 60-1 and 6.5.
Basically
figured
just
that- yeah.
upside, right? Upside.
Yep. Exactly. All right, next question. We'll start with Chris on this one. How many starts did Kyle Orton have that year?
I think 15.
Maniac?
All right, Chris. Sorry, I know 15 is not correct. EJ Manuel started the first, second, and third game. I think he was replaced in the fourth game. So that would make Kyle Orton at 12. But I think he missed one start due to an injury. I'm going 11.
12.
Oh,
He had 12 starts. He was 7-5 for the Bills that season.
man. Was there ever a quarterback that just encapsulated Buffalo's personality as much as Kyle Orton? I mean, I love Josh Allen. I love J.P. Lawson back then. The cigar after the Detroit Lions game was legendary. If that occurred in 2020, Kyle Orton would have been on GQ, like the cover the next week.
But you watch The Last Dance. What was Michael Jordan and that team doing? Ripping cigars. Kyle Orton.
Pounding beers after the games. What's going on?
I know.
Champion beers.
Game day championship beers. Like, right? He said the game day of the Jazz game or whatever. He was drinking beers.
Just incredible. So here's my next question for you guys. I'm not asking for all 4. Let's go 1 for Maniac, 1 for Collins, and vice versa. Name the top 4 leading rushers for the Bills in 2014. We'll start with Maniac.
Okay, I'll take. I think it's one of these. Fred Jackson.
He's number 1. Chris.
Booby Dixon.
2. Maniac.
By the way, Booby Dixon had like a 58-yard run in week 1 against the Bears and then finished the year with like a 3.6 yards per carry. So that really just tells you like how the rest of his year. I love Booby Dixon, by the way. Hashtag it's Booby D. Hashtag fireman coming, if I remember his hashtag statuses. But
Hashtag belly shots at Encore.
you got the other one. CJ Spiller's still a Bill at this time, right?
Yep, that's 3. All right, can Chris Collins get the 4th? You guys got it in order right now.
This
Fred
is tough.
Jackson
This
1,
is tough. This is tough.
Obi 2, CJ 3. The 4th one's definitely tough.
Can you give me a hint?
Yeah, let's go ahead. Lay a hint, because I would be a blank too.
He was an Eagle at one point.
Okay.
It wasn't.
No, it wasn't him.
And Sproles, it was like, I don't know. I have no
Oh my
idea.
God! If Darren Sproles played for the Bills, Vinny Jacoby definitely would have got his jersey.
So I'm pretty sure EJ Manuel was 5, 4 Bryce Brown.
Wow.
Brown.
Yep.
And
Bryce.
that makes sense because he fumbled in a big game against the Chiefs, I believe, or something. And when Rex Ryan came the next year, he's like some guy whose name I can't remember who can't even hold on to the ball. Do you remember that, Al? All right, I might be making it up, but we'll look it up. We'll have our intern look it up.
Okay.
He fumbled the ball at the 1. This is going to be the sound ridiculous. He fumbled the ball at the 1 against the Chiefs, and Scott Chandler literally could have fallen on it. And I am not exaggerating with you, and I apologize for my language those at home. Scott Chandler literally hit the ball out of bounds with his dick, if you see it. So if you watch that play, Scott Chandler could have just fallen in the end zone. And this was a crucial play in the game. Like, don't let it be misunderstood. Well, we're going to pull the highlight on that one for sure. But literally the guy behind me, and that's how I remember, he goes, Chandler could have fallen on it, but he just knocked it out of bounds with his dick. And I was like, oh, my God.
It was right in his breadbasket. Literally just put your arms down there, and you got the ball.
And I love Scott Chandler. A man with 2 first names. I always have a great respect.
Chandler's not a bona fide first name, dude.
The show Friends begs to differ.
Oh, yeah.
I thought someone like you would respect Hollywood.
Chandler's a name, dude. It's not, I don't know.
That's true.
Chandler Henningham.
Ooh.
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 Chandler.
Right.
Did I win?
It's not over yet.
Okay.
2
By
more.
the way, notice how the tide turned once it went to like gambling stuff. That was in my wheelhouse, baby. Let's go.
Next question. Who led the team in INTs?
No. Aaron Williams is on the team. Cersei. I feel like it was Cersei. No. Cersei, Aaron Williams. It wasn't Gilmore. Who else played corner that year?
We didn't have Jarris Bird anymore.
I don't think Leotis was on the team.
Don't be doing that. I can't focus while you're doing that.
Was Gilmore still on the team?
I'm gonna say Kiko Alonso.
Okay, so the answer is Gilmore was on the team. He tied with Cersei with 3. The winner with 4, Leotis McKelvin.
Oh.
I would have never got that, dude.
Yep. So that I was like, wow, Gilmore.
That's a great
3.
trivia question. Great trivia question.
And the last one, and you guys can combine your answers now.
All right, this is for the win. This is East Coast versus West Coast. Let's go. It's supremacy on the line.
Okay, here we go.
The winner was the real 2014 Buffalo Bill here.
There were 3 people on this team that had 10+ sacks. Who were the 3 people?
Jerry Hughes, Kyle Williams, Mario Williams.
Okay, so that's your final answer, Maniac.
Oh, I didn't get it right?
No,
I know. That doesn't mean you got it wrong. That's saying that's yours. That now Maniac's up.
I'm gonna go with Jerry Hughes, Mario Williams, and just because I gotta make a different pick, Darcel Marius.
And the winner of the 2014 Buffalo Bills trivia, Darcel Marius and Maniac.
My God.
I'm sorry, Chris. It's Darius.
I wanted to replace Jerry Hughes at first, though, but then I remember that was like one of his best years.
Yeah, it was like, I think Mario had 14, and then Darius and Hughes each had like 10 and a half.
By the way, with Mario Addison, we're gonna bring back all the Super Mario stuff, right? Like, I mean, I figure that's like they got that animation. Chris, did you do that graphic design, the Super Mario, like when he would get a sack and it would go on the Jumbotron?
No, but I did the crowd assist design, and they still put that up. They still do that.
That was you?
Bro, our podcast is the Crowd Assist podcast.
The little chalkboard. Yeah, that was me.
Let's go.
Wow.
Then there's like quiet. The offense is working. That one was me. And
Get Chris Collins back to Buffalo, graphic design. Let's
Seriously,
go.
you want to get back to the top? You get this guy in the building.
My favorite thing I did was Freddie's 100th game as a Bill, dude. He had this big 100 thing, and I put all these pictures of him and his kids in it, and it went on the scoreboard when he had his 100th game, and like they framed it and put it in his house, and like it was cool. It's in
This
his
is
house.
really cool.
Wow.
The guy played football in Germany, dude, and he went to college.
Yeah, Freddie's a real one.
Yeah, legend. Cheers.
Seriously.
Cheers. Cheers, seriously. And look at these. Are you kidding me, DJ Supreme? DJ Supreme created these White Claw Truly koozies. Absolute fire. DM us for details. Show sponsor, Chrisco11ins.
Mazda Electric.
Thank you. I didn't even have to say it. Chris, now let's talk about you real quick.
Folks.
You have come out with absolute fire videos. What is next? I mean, do you have any specific goals for 2020? Any certain things you're trying to accomplish? I mean, the fans want to hear it. What's next?
You know, I really appreciate it. I appreciate the positive feedback. Wouldn't be possible without you guys. You know, your support online is a lot. You know, getting the videos out there is the hardest part. So you guys are a big help. As far as what's next, it's a good question. My cousin sent me some Miami Dolphins gear. I'm gonna have something with a Dolphins fan soon. It's like really funny. That's like, I feel like the Patriots stuff was like really funny. So I gotta come in Miami, but my cousin's like, you know, in my corner. He sent me that Goofy Bills hat that I put blue cheese all over. So shout out to my cousin Jimmy. I don't know what's next though. I gotta keep it light. People need a laugh right now, so I'm working on it.
I think, and you know, Maniac, you can comment on this too. I think the most impressive thing about you, Chris, honestly, is you come out with these videos and then somehow find a way to top it. It's like, if I did something like that, I'd be like, I'm done. That's it. I got, 50,000 views, no more. Like, that's just incredible what you did. You know, you did the first Sopranos video, then you rolled the second one. It's just every time it gets better and better. And that's the one thing I respect the most, honestly.
The proof is in the pudding. I mean, we dropped UB September, and yeah, it was awesome. But we didn't do another video for 6 weeks. So, yeah. So it just shows you, like, yeah, we were like, oh, man, that was a good one. Oh,
Yeah.
remember that? Let's retweet it. But, no, it's honestly, I think there's two things that are really impressive to me. First off is just the continuing, content, all that factor. But then there's also, and this is underrated, like, the courage, you would mention, like, people right after you would post them. Like, you would reply to them with the mentions. And that's just as huge for the networking part. There's a lot of people who won't do that. They're worried about, oh, I don't want to look like I'm cluttering people's feeds or whatever. Sometimes you need to clutter a little bit when you got the best stuff. When, like Dwight Schrute said, when you got the money beats, you got to put those beats out front.
Thanks, dude. Yeah, it's been, like, tough topping them, but I feel like the help of my friends, like, filming them, it can happen. So, I mean, I got to bring the Office one back. People want to see the Office. And that one was, like, one of the hardest to do. So I got to set a whole day aside and do the Office remake. I got to do that.
Yeah, speaking of that, you do the Office, you do the Sopranos. How long does it take you to do, like, I'm talking start to finish, recording, editing? How many hours of your life is dedicated to doing one of these videos?
It takes a whole day to shoot. I mean, or at least half a day, because it's like I got to schedule my friends to help me. They're the friends I quarantine with, like my girlfriend and my roommate, who was a trainer for the Bills for a while. So he's got this inside, like, stuff for me to draw from as well. And then editing them takes forever, because I'll finish it and it'll be like 6 minutes. And then I'm like, I need to trim this down. So there's a lot of good jokes that don't even make it in sometimes. And, like, weird outtakes. Like the Office one, I could have made 10 minutes, but I had to cut it down.
Yeah, that's the toughest part. Yep.
Yeah, so I'd say it takes probably like 8 to 10 hours for each one.
That is insane. A lot of people probably just think, like, yeah, 2 minutes, okay, spends a little bit of time editing. Truth be told, I was completely ignorant to the process when I started with Trainwreck. I didn't do any of the editing. Shout out Ty B, shout out Elbers, shout out DJ Supreme, who did basically all of our editing for the first 2 years. But yeah, and then I started doing it, and I realized, like, that's the hard part, is the editing. Like, obviously, if you have the footage and you shoot it in order, obviously, like, things like that can help. But the editing is literally a pita, as my grandpa would say. My goodness. So props off to you for that, for putting those together. I mean, 8 to 10 hours, folks, for 2 minutes. Like, yeah, but it's 2 minutes, as they say in Mighty Ducks, well worth it.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's got to be such a grind. Like, people don't understand. Even, like, Maniac, the videos, like you said, that you do, it doesn't take 2 minutes. You know what I mean? It's a grind to edit and get videos done like that. And like you said, like, the work over the past 3.5 years from the producers of Trainwreck Sports, that have grinded for hours to make stuff like that happen. Seriously, like it's not something easy. It's not something I don't even know how to do anything. So seriously, shout out to all those people. But Maniac, let's start it off with you real quick. It's time for us to pitch some ideas to Chris. You know, we've sat down, we've thought about some things. I'm sure, you know, people have been DMing you, Chris, probably with ideas, tweeting you with ideas. Maniac, let's start with you. Some great ideas for his next episode.
Hit me.
Christopher, thank you for joining us today in the Trainwreck boardroom. As you know, this office never stops. It's literally a 7-Eleven. It's just a brain hive of ideas. And since we've seen these breakthroughs that you've been making across all platforms, we're waiting on TikTok still, by the way. But all these platforms, we want to help you continue to, we want to be a part of the Chris Collins Express. So one way, you know, obviously we've looked at a number of, you know, a lot of material. There's a lot of source material out there. We've weeded out, you know, some of the worser ideas. We've gone ahead and gotten rid of them for you. We have cultivated just the best ideas. So let me start you off here. Have you ever seen the show 24?
I've seen it once.
Concept is that, you know, you have your anti-terrorist guy, Jack Bauer. You can play him in a 24-hour period before a huge divisional game against the Miami Dolphins. So this works perfectly with the Miami Dolphins merchandise that you said, yeah, we'll be saving money on production there. So you will 24 hours before a big game, a big primetime game against Miami Dolphins. And guess what happened? Billy Buffalo has gone missing. So you have 24 hours to find him, because you think that just anybody could hop up above that tunnel and lead the charge. No, they need that husky, that thick with 3 C's, Billy Buffalo next to them, waving the flag, cheering them on, and maybe coming out in an all-terrain vehicle. Sometimes he does come out in an all-terrain vehicle. So, yeah, that. And I know what people are saying. Oh, an animal going missing before a huge Miami Dolphins game? While you're done stealing PFT's shtick, why don't you start stealing Ace Ventura Pet Detective shtick? Well, you know what? It's a new concept. It's 24. It's Chris Collins. Billy Buffalo plays the game. What do you think, Chris?
I love it. The only thing is, like, how am I going to go get the Billy Buffalo costume? You know what I mean? How am I going to access that?
Oh, my gosh. Are you kidding me? I mean, have you seen the moon landing? We could do anything with Photoshop nowadays.
I feel like part of my thing is production quality. Like, I try not to skip. Like, all my stuff is pretty solid. So I'm not really getting into the Photoshop, like, floating head thing. That's like perfect for this show, because this show is like really great and funny like that. But my stuff, I try to do like cinematic nonsense. So I'm going to give that a 7 out of 10. You had me until Billy Buffalo, dude. You had me till the costume. I couldn't do the costume. Otherwise, I was writing that down.
We're going to send that back to the factory, and we're going to tailor it to CC's needs.
Sweet. Love that.
All right. So my idea, it's not, I don't have a lot written down. It was kind of, I just thought of it.
Off the cuff, just like all the best Trainwreck ideas. This is going to be gold. Folks, get your Palm Pilots out, because we have a masterpiece.
Show sponsor, Pazda Electric. So Maniac kind of helped me with this, I'll admit it. So Chris Collins, you watch Seinfeld?
I love Seinfeld, dude.
The contest?
Contest is great. That's one of the best.
Exactly. One of the best. So obviously you've been tying a lot of your episodes into, I love when you're training and you're about to run through a table. And then obviously you've added chicken wings to your episodes as well. So a way to do the contest with 3 of 4 of yourselves, Chris Collins, finding a way to not jump through a table and not eat chicken wings. But obviously there's one of you that eventually, like, I can't take it anymore. I got to jump through the table, or, you know, they're like sneaking into the fridge and there's like an extra box of wings and the roommate's like spying from like the other room. Boom. You go in there, eat the wing, you lose. So something like that. I thought it would connect to the fans, whether it's jumping through tables or chicken wings, a contest type Seinfeld episode.
That's A1. I like that. It would just have to be like, you got to pin down the contest itself, like maybe listening to the Shout song or something, or what is that one thing all Bills fans are addicted to? It's really like looking at Bills highlights. Like, that's kind of it. Like,
oh, yeah. Just put up a screen of Stephon Diggs highlights. Boom. Over.
That's a good one. I love when Kramer comes in. I'm out.
Yep. See, and then you're gonna have sauce all over your face. It'll be perfect.
That's pretty good, dude. All right, that one's top ranked right now. Even though you.
All right, trademark. Our lawyers are on it. They're trademarking it for you, Chris. They're trademarking it for you. We don't want anyone on the internet stealing that idea.
Yeah,
Okay. So now we're going to go back outside the box. That was a show that people loved in the 90s. What was everyone's favorite show in the 2000s? Lost. A plane crashing on an island. Tons of personalities. Now, here's the thing. It could be the Buffalo Bills returning from a West Coast game. They hit turbulence. Josh Allen, next thing you know, he's on the beach, and the plane is there. And you got Jerry Hughes, and you got Tre'Davious White, and you got Coach McDermott. Coach McDermott, tell me that Coach McDermott is not John Locke in Lost. It's basically a perfect fit. So we got that. We got those characters across the board. And then what does Lost have? A smoke monster? Al, do the Bills have a smoke monster? I think they do, in the form of Brandon Beane. He is the ultimate smoke monster. What is he going to do before the draft? You don't know. What's he going to do in free agency? You don't know. It is the ultimate smoke monster. Brandon Beane. Chris Collins, Lost. Let's go. Oceanic 815, more like Southwest 815.
I mean that's such a great idea, but I can't really start. Like, what am I gonna do?
You're right. We need greater ideas. We can't just bring you great ideas. You're at like we can't bring great ideas to the top of Everest. Like, you're sitting there at the top of Everest. Great ideas. You poop out great ideas every day. We need the best ideas.
And Chris Collins clearly does not like Fox primetime shows from the
hates
late
Fox.
2000s.
Hates Fox primetime.
Get rid of it.
Fox.
Get rid of them. Maniac, I know you got another one.
Although that was ABC on that one. Well, let's face it. Every good character, people forget that Iron Man 1, 2, and 3 were all within 7 of the first Avengers films. You got to front load with the best. Let's face it. Everyone is digging it. Everyone wants more of it in real life. They want a Sopranos movie. Let's go back to the well. Let's give them some Sopranos. Let's mimic the New York storyline. Remember when Johnny Sack and the other boss want to each off each other? But it'll be putting them through a table. So you got 2 separate guys from within one family asking you to put each other through a table, and there's the conundrum for you. It writes itself. I want him through a table tonight.
That one's closer. I like that. I mean, Sopranos is like.
That was closer. That's a bullseye. That's a bullseye. Shout out Paul Peck.
It was pretty loosey goose, but I liked it a lot, dude. I like where your head's at. Your enthusiasm is the best part about it, so I like it.
I mean, do we fly Maniac out to the West Coast to film one of these?
What? We don't need to, and that's the perfect segue. Huge pitch meeting. I think this is going to build a lot upon that. Chris Collins, what is that? 2.5 weeks from the home visit?
Coming back, dude. Yeah, I'm coming back. Let's shoot something. Let's do it.
I think what we have to do is Chris Collins takes Trainwreck Sports to acting school. I mean, we've really developed our acting chops over the years. Al especially. Some of his reactions in the videos have just been Oscar worthy. But I think you could really take us to the next level, Chris. You know how to show emotion in a simple, blink.
Let's do it, dude. I already have an idea for one. I think we should do it 100%. Get over in Colonial Circle and start making some noise.
Colonial Circle. Oh my God. It's gonna be. Give me to the end of June. Let's go.
My sister used to live in one of those that big white house that's like chopped up into apartments. Like, I used to hang out over there all the time. And Crudmart, dude. I used to work at Crudmart down the street from your house.
Wow.
In Grant.
When are you flying in?
29th.
29th. Okay. I know you've been asking people for boats, and I don't have a boat.
Yeah, that's.
So I'm sorry, man. I mean, if you want to go on a boat, I'm not the right guy. You want to have a couple claws in the backyard of a Cheek to Vegas establishment? Sure, I'm here for you.
Yeah, the boat. I think that ship has sailed. So let's do.
Wow, I see that.
A plus fun. All right. Trying to get his Ozark on.
I mean, he's an actor. He's a director. He's a writer. I mean, I just can't.
Move the hell over, Jon Favreau. Well, seriously, though, I know we're kind of winding down this discussion. Chris, obviously, you did that motion picture last year. Like, before we, get to, like, shout-outs and the rest of the random topics going on, like, what was that like? Because, I mean, that was a legit production, a feature film on a streaming service. Like, what was that like?
Thanks. It was really fun. I flew out to Kentucky and like it was something called the polar vortex happening, which I'm totally used to in Buffalo, but it was like 0 degrees in Kentucky and everyone was freaking out. And I was used to it, but I hadn't really packed for it. So I was freezing. And I was in this Marriott in like the equivalent of Clarence, New York, like just a suburb of like a small city for 10 days. And I didn't know what to do. I was just in a hotel room hanging out. And I only shot for like 3 or 4 days. So I was wandering around parking lots in the snow, dude. It was really funny and humbling. And the director, Tim Cruise, is really cool. He directed a bunch of like Missy Elliott videos, and he was just getting into movies. And this girl, Anna Hutchinson, she's in like Cabin in the Woods with like, Chris Hemsworth, and like, she's big time.
Yeah.
And like, she's in like all these scenes with me. She asked me to help her with a self-tape. She helped me with a self-tape audition, like. And this other guy, Rocky Myers, super nice guy. He's in a bunch of movies. It was really humbling, dude. Everyone was super nice to me, and we got to improv and goof around on set. I played like this stoner dude, and I was totally like doing a big character. So it was real fun, man. I was like real sick. So I can't wait.
Totally, dude.
Yeah, it's not out yet, but when it comes out, dude, have a viewing party. I'll probably only have like a couple scenes, so don't hold your breath. But thanks for asking.
Yeah,
The clips I've seen already. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I'm blown away. I had to grab onto something.
Oh my! All right, it's time for shout outs. I mean, Chris is a busy guy, Maniac. I know you're ready to rock. So Chris or Maniac, first shout out, rip it.
I'll let our guests go first.
Shout out my mom and dad. They're maybe listening, maybe not. Shout out to them.
Oh yeah, what did your mom comment on the stream? When we were doing, so Al, we did the Madden sim like a week and a half ago with Chris. What did your mom comment on the stream again? Remember, I'm like, oh, Kokal just like commented like, you sound healthy, Chris, or something. Like, it was mad motherly. It was like mad motherly.
You were like shedding a tear because we got her flowers for Mother's Day.
Yes, you got her flowers. And she came on stream, Al, and she commented in the chat, like, thank you, Chris, for the flowers. Like, you really are such a great son. I know, that was me. And I'm trying to call a friggin' Bills game. And I'm like Niagara Falls.
That was face.
See, look at that palette you're gonna be working with during our acting classes.
Totally, dude.
Was that good? Was that
really good? Really good. I mean, move the hell over, Meryl Streep.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm starting to get my eyes are getting teary.
It's happening. You did it. You did it for real.
Yeah. Yep. I can do it.
Great. Well up. Shout out to my boy Tyree Thompson, dude, moving to Buffalo from LA. I met him at a protest, dude. I was at this protest. I was one of the first 5 people there. This dude comes up to me. He's like, "Hey, bro, what's your name? Where are you from?" I'm from Buffalo. He said, "I'm transferring from UCLA to UB this fall. Like, I'm going to be playing linebacker for UB." I said, "No way." He said, "Yeah, Chip Kelly's not messing with me anymore. I'm going to UB to lay the hammer." It's like, sick, dude. Buffalo's awesome.
Wait, yeah. I didn't know that guy you were tagging. So he's a UB football prospect?
He's played at UCLA for a few years, and he's taken his 5th-year talents to Buffalo for his last season.
What a classic trajectory. I mean, when you've had enough of I mean, Chris, it sounds like you can take a page out of someone's book like that, okay? When you've had enough of Cali, when Cali's worn you down, it's time to come back home. # where the heart is. Want to give a shout out to Positive Electric. And this is going to sound cheap, but you know what? On this show and this whole time during quarantine and everything out, we've always praised everyone for staying responsible, staying safe, and staying healthy. So just shout out to everyone who is doing that and who's continuing to do that, as obviously things all around us slowly return to normal.
Love it. My shout out is going to be to everyone who has a significant other that you have been in the same house with for 90 days. That is a true test. And I'm not just saying it because of myself. Chris, thank you. Cheers. You've been through it. And
real cool, guys. Real cool. That must be nice to have someone. Must be nice to have someone, guys.
Maniac.
Real cool.
Maniac. Don't steal this because you have Phil. And
fair.
And it's all seriously like the parents that have worked from home for almost 3 months now. And they're not only doing their full-time jobs, they're teaching their kids school. So that's like a second full-time job in itself. Like I couldn't imagine, like, yeah, I'm at home. I got no kids. I got no pets. Life is easy. But to the parents that have to literally work a full-time job and teach their kids and do whatever else they have to do in their life, like the parents that have to go shop for their grandparents who cannot go to grocery stores right now. So, Chris, don't cry. Maniac, you might be crying behind those glasses. But that's seriously, that was my shout out to the parents that have to do so much more work than they've ever had to do and somehow stay with their wife or husband.
Great shout out. Great shout
Mm-hmm.
out.
It was 98% like could have been on a Hallmark card, and then the last 2% was just like,
You
like
stumbled across the finish line there, dude. But great.
All right, sorry. Chris Collins, one more time. Show sponsor.
Pazda Electric. Folks, when you need a contractor, there's one person you can trust. Jason Pazda. Call him up. 716 something.
if you
Love
need
it.
if you need residential or commercial electric work done, order up a big bowl of Pazda.
I love it. Cheers, guys.
And again, if you're not following Chris Collins, Chris CO11ins on all platforms, give him a follow.
And
Cheers,
racism.
guys. And like Chris says, end racism. This train is never, ever stopping. Let's go, Bills. Chris, thank you again. And how do we say it? Good night now.